Shaking. I'm shaking all my homies. What is today? Tried to pick a day when I tried to pick a time of the day where there's very little construction work going on around me. But apparently that's impossible because somebody's always fucking building something or tearing something down or God knows what. Okay, today is, I know it's Monday, November the 18th. Had a dentist appointment today. I got my final bridge in place. So glad to have that taken care of. I gotta go to the VA tomorrow, get some labs drawn. Hang on, who's texting me? Oh, my little friend. My little friend in Mexico. Okay, so, boy, where do I start? Nothing really earth-shattering. The weather is... Come on, shirt, work with me. The weather is considerably cooler than it has been all summer long. It was so nice. We got into the 30s. A couple of days, the lows were in the 20s. Okay, so this is a significant event. It was exactly 1 year ago today, tonight, at about 9 o'clock tonight will be exactly 1 year to the minute that Cecil, little biscuit boy, wandered onto my porch and meowed his ass off until I opened the door, and he just fucking ran inside, and it was cold. Like, if I wouldn't have let him inside, he probably would have froze to death that night. It was in the 20s. I will never know where he came from, where he ran away from, where he clearly doesn't want to go back to. I don't know why. I don't know how many doorsteps he went and stood on and meowed at, and nobody let him in until he got to me. I don't know if the universe just pointed him in my direction because somebody knew that coming to me would be his best long-term life option. I don't know, but man, am I glad his little ass wandered into my life. Yeah, it was fucking cold that night, y'all. It was like 24 or something, and I heard a meow, and I just figured it was a feral stray cat or whatever. And I was like, oh man, fuck, I hope that cat can get underneath my place, get some warmth for the night. About 10 minutes go by, it's louder and louder. I was like, it sounds like it's right outside the door. Hang on, let me see what's going on here. Open the door, and he comes running in. I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, dude, what are you doing? I didn't know if he was wild or feral or injured or a flea bag mess. So I picked him up. I checked him real good for fleas and injuries. Make sure he didn't scratch my face out. Looked him over. He looked perfect. And I contacted I found a pet finder page on Facebook, and I sent the girl a message. I said, hey, I just got a cat that is clearly belongs to someone, but it's freezing cold outside. I don't know how he got to me, but obviously this is someone's little fella. I don't really know what to do. She's like, because it was already like 10 o'clock by the time I contacted her. And it's just so strange. The girl that helped me on the pet finder, she's actually from New Orleans. She's actually cousins of a friend of mine that I grew up with and played football with in high school. Isn't that crazy? What a fucking small world we live in sometimes. So anyhow, she was like, yeah, I don't know what your situation is, but if you can keep him for the night, get him some food and water. Obviously, I didn't have any cat food, so I gave him some tuna, water. Checked him for injuries. He seemed fine. I drove to Walmart, got a litter box, Never had one before, didn't really know what the fuck to do or put it or what. Filled it up, kept it in my bedroom for the night, and I didn't, I just let him sleep in my bed that first night. I had no reason not to. He was probably scared, and he was very, very cold, so I think he had been outside most of the day. And then when the sun set, it was just bitter, ice, bone-chilling cold, and his little ass would have likely froze to death that night had I not let him in. Yeah, so a year, man. I've had that dude for I've had him. He's had me for a year. Man. Really, really, really love Little Biscuit to death. And then a few months later, y'all may or may not remember, I used to let him stay outside overnight, then I would just get him in the morning and bring him inside. But one morning, I came out and he was on the front porch. He was just sitting there kind of shaking. Big old scalp piece missing from his head, and had a scrape on his ear, and he was head bleeding a little bit. I thought that he was attacked by a dog or a possum or something. So I rushed him to the animal hospital emergency room, and they did x-rays, and she said he had a couple of chipped fractures. She said it doesn't look like an attack. There's no bite marks. She said what it looks like happened was a car like hit him, and he grabbed onto the undercarriage and was upside down as the car drove, and then let go, and that's why his head was like scalped clean, because he was probably scraped on the asphalt or whatever. So he was moving real slow after that. His back was fucked up, like he was just crawling. He couldn't jump on anything. So I kept him inside. I didn't feel good about leaving him outside with being so immobile, because if he doesn't have his cat-like reflexes and he can't run or jump away from danger or a predator or a dog or whatever, then I did not feel good about letting him be outside. So I kept him inside for a couple of weeks. And I'm going to tell you right now, he did not love it. He did not like it at all. But eventually he got his health back, and he was jumping around and doing just fine. So I started letting him out again. But no more letting him out overnight. Those days are over. And then I got him fixed. So after his taters got cut, he was a lot less intense and aggressive about going outside. I think the primary source for his motivation was chasing ass. I have no doubt he impregnated at least one female cat, because that cat and her litter wound up under my place, and 2 of the kittens looked exactly like Cecil. I mean exactly. Same stripes, same pattern, same color, same eyes, everything. I was like, you little player, what are you doing? Anyhow, I took all those, it was 5 total kittens, I think, to the shelter, and I explained to them the whole thing. I said, listen, I'm pretty sure it was my male cat that impregnated this cat, and now there's a family. If you could keep the kittens together, that would be awesome, but, and they said they could, so, I don't know what happened, but there was no way I could take any of it. There's no fucking possible way. So, yeah, it's been a wild ride with this dude, man. He's been caught out in a couple of storms. Was hail. I had a hailstorm one day, and he was trapped under my truck. And I was outside screaming, Cecil! And I dove, I saw him, I hauled ass, fucking hail hitting me in the face. I laid down, I crawled under my truck, I grabbed him, I put him under my shirt, ran inside. He's been stuck outside several times in the rain or a storm or bad wind, and I've had to go out and find him and bring him inside. So, yeah, I would crawl on glass and fight zombies to keep him safe. I really would. I would do anything. So now I let him outside in the morning. If he's really jonesing hard and meowing a lot, I let him out. I don't think he's going far, though, because I check on him about once an hour. And Okay, my record button is still on. I thought it stopped. I check on him about once an hour, and he's usually either on the porch, just laying in the sun, or he's in the front yard. He's down real low, like he's hunting or something. He thinks he's a fucking lion. And that's how I got his name, by the way. I named him after Cecil, the lion that was murdered by that piece of shit human trash, should be in jail for life, dentist that paid $50,000 to get into a protected area in Africa and used a bow and arrow and killed Cecil. Yeah, I hope that piece of shit lost his dentist practice, and I hope he's looking for an unemployment check and maybe living in the street. I don't know. That whole thing just fucking killed me. But I don't want to bring up all that negativity. If you're not familiar with Walter Palmer, then Google it. And oh, there's my landlord. I hope he doesn't say something to me while I'm sitting here filming. No, he probably not. He's walking around picking up trash. That's funny. Did he say anything? No, he's walking. Okay. So, yeah, so that's just it. It's the 1 year anniversary of when Biscuit Boy came scrambling into my life, and, yeah, it's been great having him. I love him. And, yeah, so, I don't know how many of y'all have seasonal affective disorder. I have it, but I have the exact opposite of the actual real disorder. Well, mine's not really a disorder, it's just backwards. I get energized in manic and sometimes mixed and just hyper energy, and sometimes I have poor decision making and impulse control issues in the fall and the winter. The closer we get to Christmas and the cooler the weather gets, the more energized and manic I get. A lot of people get depressed during the holiday season. The gloomy, cloudy, colder weather just brings them down. And a lot of people don't love the holiday season like I do. I fucking love it. I love everything about Christmas. The cookies, the music, the movies, the Hallmark Christmas movies. I love everything. The decorations. I love it all. Can't get up. There is some activity going on behind me. I'm sure it's that family of fucking squirrels. They're always making a racket back there. I don't know how those little fuckers survive through the winter, but they do. They're pretty resilient. And some of the squirrels down here, man, are bigger than Cecil. So those things, I don't think he could probably hold his own against a squirrel, but the squirrels here are pretty vicious. I think I think that would not end well for him if he got into it with a squirrel. Yeah, so if you're struggling, the point of that, bringing that up, was that if you're struggling, just know that I'm thinking about you and sending you positive, healing, loving, amazing energy from my soul through the airwaves, through my camera lens, then into the stratosphere. I don't know where the waves go. Anyhow, however it is that you absorb my energy, then soak it in. I'm sending you good stuff, and I hope you get it, and I hope you feel better, and I hope watching this video made you feel like that much. Like, can you see that small? Like, even if it's just that, barely that much better, then that's good. So it's Monday. Gotta go inside, make myself a little olive loaf sandwich and a Coca-Cola, play some video games, and yeah, so that's it. So everybody have a great what is left of your Monday. I hope this video brought a little tiny smile to your face and made your day just like a 1% better. If I made your day 1% better, then I've accomplished what I've set out to do here. So feel free to leave me a comment, everybody. Wish Cecil happy birthday or happy anniversary, whatever it is we're going to call. But today is the day 1 year ago that he came running into my world and is here to stay. So, don't be shy. Say hi to Cecil. Give him some love in the comment section. And I'll be sure to scratch his little chest and kiss his little head for everyone. Okay? Alright, until my next video, y'all know what's up. Everybody stay cool. Peace. I'm out.
Take me down to the corner